Welcome to Yoga Nidra for caregivers. For this practice, you'll be lying on your back. Find a comfortable spot and lie down on your back. You can do this practice in bed, preparing for sleep, or you can simply lie down on the ground and place a prop behind your knees for comfort and support. Once you find your spot and lie down on your back, go ahead and close your eyes. If it's comfortable, let your palms rest a little bit out away from the body, facing up. As you move through this practice, do so with an intention to remain still and awake. But don't let that be a rigid rule. If you need to move for some reason, or if you fall asleep during the practice, nothing has been lost. There's no way to do this practice wrong. You can't mess it up. So just lie back and relax with eyes closed and listen to the sound of my voice. If there's anything else you need to do in this moment, any other little movement or adjustment that you need to make to your position, your clothing, your bedding, etc., go ahead and do that now, with the intention of getting and remaining still. And now, as you settle into that stillness, begin to lean into a deeper breath. This doesn't need to be an overachiever kind of deeper breath. It doesn't need to be the deepest breath you've ever taken. Just begin to take up a little more space and time with each inhale and each exhale. Let this be a soft effort. Soft focus. Longer inhales. Slower exhales. And as your breath deepens, with a soft effort, let your exhales become even longer than the inhales. Just for the next few moments, focus on making your exhales longer than your inhales. And as you're breathing here, notice the body settling into gravity, settling into stillness. And now you'll release any effort towards doing anything in particular with the breath. Just let the breath do its own thing, returning to a soft, natural, effortless breath. And just notice how soft and subtle the breath becomes as you're relaxing and putting forth zero effort. And for this practice and for this moment, feel as though you're shedding that caregiving role, knowing that if needed, you can spring back to service at any time. But just for now, just imagining yourself shedding that like a heavy winter coat. settling into stillness. In the next part of the practice, we're going to be moving our awareness through various parts of the body. You don't need to move the part. You don't need to do anything but repeat the part to yourself as I say it. We're going to start that scan of the body in the right hand thumb. So let all of your awareness be gathered up in the right hand thumb, right hand thumb. Second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth. Palm of the hand, back of the hand. Wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, ribs, waist, hip, right thigh, knee, calf muscle, ankle, heel, sole, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth, fifth. Left hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth. Palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, ribs, waist, hip, left thigh, knee, calf muscle, ankle, heel, sole, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth, fifth. Right shoulder, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, right buttock, left buttock, the spine, the whole back together. Top of the head, forehead, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, eyebrow center, right eyelids, left eyelids, right eye, left eye, right ear, right cheek, left cheek, nose, tip of the nose, right nostril, left nostril, upper lip, lower lip, chin, jaw, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, right chest, left chest, center of the chest. Upper abdomen, lower abdomen, the pelvic floor, the pubic bone, whole right leg, whole left leg, both legs together, whole right arm, whole left arm, both arms together, the whole back, the whole front, the whole head together, legs, arms, back, front, head together, legs, arms, back, front, head together, the whole body, the whole body, the whole body together. Let awareness permeate throughout the whole body with no parts suppressed. The whole body with no parts suppressed. The whole body together. Notice the body resting heavily against the floor. And now bring your awareness again to this soft, effortless breath that is happening Bring your awareness to the breath coming in and out, requiring nothing of you. Notice the breath coming in and out without any need for intervention, effort, or control. The breath comes in and out. Notice as the breath comes in and out, how the belly softly rises and falls. Rises and falls. Notice the sternum at the center of the chest, also subtly rising and falling, rising and falling. And notice right at the rim of the nostrils, the feeling of the air coming in and out. Notice that the inhale brings a little bit of a cooling sensation, and the exhale brings a little bit more warmth. Cooling and warmth, rising and falling. As you're noticing the rising and falling, the cooling and warmth of each breath, notice as well the qualities of the inhale and the exhale, in the sense of lightness and heaviness. Notice that the inhale brings a subtle lightness, a buoyancy to the chest and belly. Notice that the exhale brings a feeling of gravity and heaviness to the backside of the body. Rising and falling, cooling and warmth, lightness and heaviness. And then take a moment to lean into, maybe on your next exhale, just leaning into that feeling of heaviness and staying with it as the breath continues to move. Just feeling heavier and heavier. Feeling heavier and heavier, as though the force of gravity were turned up just a notch or two. Feeling heavier and heavier, as though the earth were a magnet and the bones were made of metal. Feeling heavy and still. Feel that sinking feeling of heaviness. And then let the scales of awareness tip towards the feeling of lightness, of that airy buoyancy that comes in with the inhale. Feel that maybe in the chest or the belly as you're breathing in. Notice that and lean into that experience for a moment. Feel the buoyancy, the lightness. Imagine weightlessness, as though now your bones are made of helium and the body is very light, almost resting on the ground like a leaf would rest on a pond. Almost weightless, so light. And then lean again into the feeling of heaviness again. Feel the heaviness of the bones. Feel the heaviness of the body. Lean into that. Feel the pull of gravity. And then bring yourself back to that feeling of lightness again. The leaf on the surface of water, barely making an impression, your body on the ground, almost weightless. And then this next part is not going to make sense to the rational mind, but lean in both directions. Lean towards that feeling of heaviness, lean simultaneously towards that feeling of lightness, and see if you can experience both of those sensations at the same time. And if that doesn't make enough sense, if you struggle with that, try to feel lightness in one of your hands and heaviness in the other, as though one hand were filled with air and in the other hand was a heavy stone. Try to feel both of those sensations at the same time within your body. Lightness, heaviness. And then let go of all of that and just return to noticing your soft and effortless breath coming in and out, the rising and the falling of the belly, the rising and the falling of the sternum, the cooling and the warmth at the nostrils, the lightness and the heaviness of the inhale and the exhale. Notice all of these subtleties. Notice all of these subtleties of the breath, and become aware that your body has been lying still now for some time. And feel the stillness that is happening alongside the movement of the breath. We will soon be wrapping up this Yoga Nidra practice. For those who are heading off to sleep, don't lift a finger. Don't do a thing. Don't change your breath. Don't change your position unless you want to. For those who are moving on to greet the day or getting up after the practice, you will now begin to return to a soft effort towards deepening the breath. Again, we don't need an overachiever breath, just an attention-paying breath. So soft effort towards deepening the breath. And again, for those who will be moving on to a wakeful state, you'll begin now to move toes and fingers. From there, you might choose to circle your wrists and ankles. Just allow your body to tell you exactly what movements to make. Let it be unscripted. You don't need me to tell you what to do here. Just start to move around and wake yourself up. Try not to be in a hurry about that unless you need to. At some point, you might crack the eyelids open just so that you're letting a little bit of light in slowly. And then at some point, you'll roll to your side and you'll help yourself back up to a seated position. And maybe there you'll take an extra moment, a breath or two. Our Yoga Nidra practice is now complete. I hope you found some peace in it. And if so, I hope you'll revisit it again as many times as you need.